So Apache Sqoop is something, a tool which you can import and export data from RDBMS to Hadoop file system and vice versa. So if you have any data available in RDBMS and you wanted to process it, especially like, huge amount of data you are having, and to process that data, you can move it to Hdfs location, or else Hive tables also it will support, and you can process everything. You can clean the data, and you can transform your data, and then you can load it back to your RDBMS. So that is the use of Apache Sqoop. Okay. So in our cloud era, so MySQL is the database that they already installed for us, luckily. So we will demonstrate with that only. So here, to connect to MySQL database, MySQL is something that open source, and it's a RDBMS, so relational database management system. So to connect to MySQL, so we have to use this MySQL and then -user -p is for password. So, and password is Cloudera, guys. Remember Cloudera. That's all. So now you'll see MySQL client. So where it is similar way, like show databases. Okay, and if you want to use something, so remember this one is not Hive. This is MySQL. Okay, and yeah, database has been changed, and you can use show tables. Okay, so that's how it works. MySQL database. So now from here we will try to export the data or import the data to Hdfs, and from Hdfs to here MySQL we will try to import the data. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, to get the data to Hdfs from RDBMS, we have to use Sqoop import. So if you want to start working with Sqoop, it's just a keyword. You have to use Sqoop and then followed by the import export command, and we will see the syntax, the standard syntax that we will use. And if you would like to see whether Sqoop is installed in your machine or not, you can just type Sqoop and then -version. Let's see. Okay, I think hyphen is enough. Just yeah, you can see here, no need to specify any hyphen. It has 1.4.6 version with Cloudera 5.1.3. This is Cloudera version, and then this is a Sqoop version. So that is already installed for us. So no need to worry about setting up any environment for Sqoop. So we will directly jump into syntax, how we can import the data from MySQL to Hdfs. So if you want to load the data, guys, into MySQL in your machine, so same way you have to create tables, and then you can use this command, load data local in file, and then name of the file into some table. That's what we created in MySQL. Okay, I'm saying in MySQL, and then fields terminated by, lines terminated by, and name of the columns. I mean, list of columns you have to specify. And similarly, one more table I have loaded for our demonstration purpose. So if you want to do it, I can send this file after the session. For practicing purpose, we can do that. Okay. So now let's jump into the session. So to import the data to Hdfs. So let's go here, or else let me show you a few commands. So list database. If you want to list database available, so you have to use Sqoop and then list -databases, and this is important, --connect So when you say connect, you have to provide URL of your database. So for our MySQL, so we have to specify JDBC colon MySQL colon / quickstart dot Cloudera, and this is running on 3306 port. And username I'm using root, and then password is Cloudera. So this is the standard syntax that we will follow. Every time when you are exporting or importing, you have to specify -- connect in order to connect to the JDBC. Anyway, Hdfs and Hive already configured in our environment, so that will pick it up automatically. So the intention itself, the tool has designed in such a way it will import the data to Hdfs and Hive. So no need to specify externally any connection. You are required to provide connection details of your RDBMS. So in case any other MS SQL or PostgreSQL, you must change this. Okay, you need to change this, and you need to place a driver, JDBC driver. So JDBC driver plays a connection role here between uh, Hive and RDBMS. So we will see where that is available. So ls -usr -lib space and scoop, then lib, one more lib. If you see here, these are all list of jar files available here. And if you see here, MySQL connector java.jar, so this needs to be placed inside this, but by default it is available in where lib scoop. So it is existed inside this. You just copy this particular thing, so you can use cp command. So directly it will not work, so use sudo command sudo cp, then it will work. So it will copy this particular file. You can either specify like this, paste, and then MySQL connector to this particular path. Okay, if you enter this, it will get copied. Okay, it's already copied, but it's still, so in your machine you do it, otherwise it will be difficult to connect. So now let's go back and execute this command. So I'm trying to list the databases available in cloud, sorry, in the MySQL. Okay, so the username password I'm already providing. In case if you don't want to reveal here, so you can also give just -p, that's all. Username you can provide -p. If you put it, then interactively it will ask you to enter the password. Yeah, so enter password. So Cloudera is my password. You see here, so list of databases displayed. So how it is connecting, because we are using Sqoop, and it is listing databases that are available in MySQL, because we are providing -- connect, and list databases is something like a command or tool you can see. So that is following up with Sqoop. So Sqoop list databases -- connect, and then this is the URL. And if you want to change this URL, depends upon your database, you can change it. If it is MS SQL, Postgres, or Oracle, so you need to construct an URL. Okay, and then followed by username, and then -p stands for password. So when you give a capital P, which means you are willing to provide the password during runtime, like interactively. So it displayed list of tables. Okay guys, now if you want to list out tables, let's see. So you can say / after this, and then kp database. Okay, and you come here, list tables, I'll specify. I'll provide the password. Okay, so you can list the list of tables from that particular database. So if you want to work with a particular database, then you just extend this / and then provide the database name, and rest of the syntax is same. So this is to list your tables. Okay. So now what I want to explain one more thing is it is also works based on mappers, not reducers, mappers. So when you are importing the data, so number of mappers will allow you to run parallelly. So when you are exporting or importing the data, so parallel import can happen. So for that, we have to provide -m and then number of mappers. If you want to see here, I composed one more syntax to import a table. So I'm not giving in one line like this command. So if you want to execute this way also, like new line, just give a slash scoop import slash and then connect directory. And then I'm giving the KP database slash username root -p password to take interactively. And now I'm specifying to take the table employees, and -m1 is something that mappers, number of mappers that you will specify. So if you specify 2 means like parallelly data import can happen. And target directory, so this is the target directory you are specifying to land into a particular Hive directory, sorry, HDFS directory. So let's see now. Inside this, I have already data. Let me clear this and then run the command in HDFS. Okay, it's deleted. Now there is no folder with scoop out. Just list. Okay, so no such file or directory with the scoop out. Now we will try to run the same command. So I'm trying to import this particular table employees. Let's query this, what it has. I have two records. I have two records from this employees table. So I will try to export this or import this data to that particular location. So syntax wise, yes, scoop import. If you are moving data from RDBMS to HDFS, you have to specify import. And then as usual, we are using connect username -p table. You can specify -- table as a table name, and you have an option to specify even query also, that we will discuss later. And -m1 we know, target directory we know. So just copy this and then run it. So I could see that there is no file, there is no directory with this scoop output in the HDFS location. Let's see. So it is asking for password and it runs its own code. So it is saying select star from employees as T. Some execution is happening. You can see that. So same way it will launch a job.
I'm sorry, Raja. Like I just forgot this. What that the option
Sorry.
M -M,
Mappers.
like,
Mappers.
oh, okay, cool. So if we omit that,
I think by default it will be there, but when I'm trying to execute, actually, I just started working with it from last Saturday. So what it is it is expecting mappers to be specified in particular case. It is not expected
okay,
all the cases. For example, when you are importing all the tables, all your RDBMS tables to Hive or HDFS, so it the documentation specifies either all those table needs to have a primary key, or else you can specify mappers to one.
okay.
Yeah,
But now I think we are doing only one table, right?
one table. So one table, but still you can specify number of mappers. You can lift it out also, but you can. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just
If
specifying.
you have one, if you have like one table, and if you don't have a primary key, then also you should be having this mappers option.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so now you see, you can see the log like this, and end of the log you can see retrieved 2 records. Okay, so now the same command I'll use to display the data. So you will see success message with one partitioned file. Yeah, so success message, and you can see this part. So it is because earlier we have seen, in some cases we see that 6 zeros-0, and in some cases we have seen the other way, 5 zeros. Now it's the part hyphen m. But when you are trying to read the data, no need to specify this part m and all. You can just specify scoop output. Okay, till here, so it will pick up the data. So now let's cat it and then see. Okay, the data has been loaded to Hdfs. So this is the basic concept, like importing the data to Hdfs. Clear, guys?
Yes, Raja.
Thank you. So now in the same fashion, you can also specify, where class. So now let's delete this, because sorry. Let me delete this particular directory which I created before. Okay, deleted. So now I don't think so. No records will be available. Okay, so no such file or directory. So now let me use this. So same table, guys, like everything is same table hyphen m except that where class. So if you want to filter out the data when you are loading data from RDBMS to HDFS, you can specify using hyphen hyphen where, and then this is the name of the column is equivalent to the value. That's all, nothing else. So let's.
Raja, a small doubt.
Yep.
So when we are loading from MySQL to here, can we? So like we are not doing any create statement for a table in
Not,
Hive, right?
because
Okay.
this is not Hive, right? We are exporting, sorry, we are importing the data to
Yeah, directly to
HDFS.
HDF.
HDFS.
So does like we do have any options for the partitions or something using
No,
the where?
no.
Oh,
Even folder also, you see, we are not creating the folder also. I just
okay.
removed this folder. So Sqoop job will directly create a folder for you. And this should be a new folder always. If you are having existing directory, it will throw an error. I think for overwriting option, we have some command. I'll let you know that. So
Okay.
let's try to extract using where class from import. Okay, so as usual, same thing, import, connect, and accept that where class. All right, let me provide the password. Kalpana, are you following?
Yes, Raja.
Okay, so hope you guys practicing, spend at least some time, like at least half an hour, 1 hour.
Yes, Raja.
Yeah, so that at least referring after some time, then it will be difficult to recall. So Anyway, I'll be providing all these documents practiced commands, so you can refer to them when you get doubt. Yeah. So here in this case, map and reduce launched the same concept. So pig or hive or scoop, all like they developed on top of Java, so they use map reduce concepts. Yeah. Now you see retrieve 27 records. Retrieve 27 records. Let's see here. Data has been loaded to this particular location. Okay. Success message and cat it. Okay. So you are not loading the entire table data. So you are just loading part of it by using where class. So to load that style, this is the syntax. Okay. Hyphen hyphen where condition. Clear, guys?
Yes, Raja.
Yeah. Now we will go to one more option that we have. You can do incremental data load. So incremental data load is something. So you need to have a kind of uh, primary key or some incremental value which is not repeating. So you can load the data based on last value. So if you see the syntax here, incremental append, you can use incremental append and check a column. This is the check column, then name of the column, and what was the last value. You have to specify what was the last value and the target directory. So just now we loaded the data to scoop output, right? Let's see one more time the data, or else here also we can see that we have 1011 1021. So now here in, yeah, let me cat the other output also. So this is the scoop output, right? So let's see those two records are available. So now you wanted to perform incremental data load. It's not that the table has been loaded. I mean that the table has been imported before with this data. So now if you try to import, you have added one more record here. Let me add one more record. Insert into employees values 10 or 1131 comma, then I'll give some 24. That's all. Insert into employee values. So let's see. So now you wanted to load the data only that is incremented or having extra records which was not imported before. Okay, so in that case you have to use this condition, table employees as usual, mappers also as usual. So now incremental append, you have to specify hyphen hyphen incremental append and check column id, which column you want to check for. When you're loading the data, incremental data, definitely you need to check on some column. So that column here in our case id, and what was the last value. So last value when I was loading, the last value was 1021. So if you say 1021, so it starts from 1021, it ignores it, and then after this 1021, what are all the records are available, it will fetch. Okay guys.
Yes, Raja.
So the same directory only, if you see the same directory that you are using, yeah, let's ls here. Yeah, success message with part m 5 zeros, right? Now let's see, let's execute this. So incremental data, incremental append that I'm using. Okay, okay, let's create one more terminal, no problem. Okay, you can see here the last value that we have used 1131. 1131 we have used what? One second. 1021. Okay, let's verify this again here. Okay, it says that the new value, it's 1031, it identified. That's what the last value. So this is the information that it is giving here in the log. Okay, next time when you are using this, use this particular syntax. That's what. Okay, so just now, even if you have some multiple records also, it will give you one particular record saying that this is the last value. So this particular set of uh, command, or this one, we can use it for next load. It completed incremental data load and it is giving the information for us, so we can use it for next load. Okay, so now if you see here, I've used ls in this. Now earlier it was only one record, now it is creating one more record, one more folder, part m01. It is a file actually, not folder. Yeah, so let's display that. Now you see here the data has been imported, but it is not touching the existing one which we loaded earlier. So it is extracted only the new record, since we mentioned incremental data load. So that's how you handle incremental data load. Okay.
Yes, Raja.
Yeah, thank you. So now you have one more option. If you want to import all tables, so you are not looking at importing only a particular table, but you wanted to import all the tables from RDBMS. So let's see how you do that. Let me remove this particular directory. So this is the syntax, guys. Sqoop import all tables. So earlier we were using only import, just import. Okay. So then we have to give import all tables. Then as usual, connect command, and then username -p m1. Then this is important. So warehouse directory. So if you want to load the data or load tables into a particular directory, you have to specify warehouse directory and then name of this particular path, Hdfs path. Let's see here. I've just removed this one, so you will have no more tables. Right. So now let's execute this and then see. Import all tables. Okay. We'll provide password and then let it continue, because it has to fetch all the tables, right? It will take some time. So not long time, just 1 minute, less than 1 minute only, but it has to go for each and every table. So meanwhile, we will cover others. Okay. So now if you see here, okay, next import, sorry, export, we will see. Okay, so I have already having this u_user export. So now we have seen how we import data from RDBMS to HDFS. Now we will see vice versa. So for that, I have a table already, u_user export. Anyway, it is in progress. The data load is in progress. Let it complete. I'll truncate the data and then load it back from HDFS to RDBMS this time. Let it load, or else I can give new name also. How I can give export to I'll give. So this table is not available, guys. You can see here, show tables. So there is no table with 2. So I'm going to create export 2 and I will run this statement. So now if you see the tables, export 2 is available. When I try to query this, u underscore user underscore export 2, so obviously empty set. So now we have a command to export the data. So this is the syntax: scoop export, same hyphen connect, you have to provide this, and then along with the database username and this table, this is the table name of MySQL, and you have to specify export hyphen directory. So right now I'm loading kp sessions all tables underscore user. See, I'm loading now using scoop import all tables. So now this particular hdfs directory is having user u underscore user file, because if you see here I have u underscore user table. This particular table has been loaded to hdfs path. Let's test that first whether it is completed or not. We'll see. Still it is running. Now you see here, select start from u user. Use u underscore user is loading now. Let it complete. Let it complete, and meanwhile I'll talk about few others. Yeah. So now, before it gets complete, let's see what are all other options that we have. If you want to create a job, so every time you are not required to compose the syntax and then execute from the terminal, right? So you can use scoop job. So scoop job is something that you can wrap the syntax, or you can wrap the import or export command into a job, and then you can run it this job. Okay. So if you see this scope job and then hyphen create, you have to use, and then name of the job, then followed by your command, whether it is importing or exporting, you have to specify this so that it can be triggered sometime. So scoop job, you can use scoop job hyphen hyphen show my job, so it will show the details. Let's discuss also this one once this gets complete. Yeah, still running. This is running for almost, yeah, completed. So now we will go and verify all tables. Okay. Earlier it was empty, we removed. So now you see guys, all 4 tables from MySQL imported to HDFS path. So now I have the data u underscore user. So now what I'm trying to do here is just load back the data to that export table. So here I will specify u underscore user export 2, because I've created u underscore user export 2 table here, and I'm loading the data from kp sessions all tables u underscore user, because it just created, we uh, imported all the data to hdfs location. So now if you want to do that, just specify name of the target table here, and then directory, this is from hdfs path. Let's try to execute this. So our expectation is that there was no data here, so we should get the data. Let's get completed. We have to provide the password. No problem, guys. We will continue in the next session also. I mean, sorry, next slot here itself. It's going to end in 2 minutes. No
Okay,
need
Rajesh.
to
Sure.
hurry. Yeah, no need to hurry up. We will We'll go slowly. No problem. So meanwhile, I'll just prepare this statement to create a job. So the same way, I'll take something employees table. Yeah, something this or one table. Okay, this one I'll take it. Okay, just come here. Yeah, and I'll specify everything. But before to this, I'll use this command. But you have to lift it out some other thing. My job, right? Okay, I'll just keep it as it is. You have to remove this one and use hyphen. That's all. So now the job has been created. Okay, yeah, completed here. Now you see here the expectation is the data should be available in export to. Okay, so that's how you will export data from Hdfs to traditional database. Clear, guys?
Yes, Raja.
Okay, Kalpana, how about you?
Yes, Raja.
Thank you. So I'll stop the session. We can join back in 1 minute.
All right.